very important issue which can impact Indian community in the United States is students in India who have dreams of, or who have that American dream. President-elect Donald Trump has broken his silence over the ongoing H-1B row and said that he has been a believer in this program. And he said, I have always liked the visas, I have always been in favor of them, that's why we have them, I have many of them on my properties, I have been a believer in H-1B. Now the reason why this debate has started is he made an appointment of Sriram Krishnan as the artificial intelligence advisor to the White House. And that was fourth or fifth such appointment of an Indian American techie he has made to the White House. And that really got a debate going in the United States, mainly within the Republican establishment, but the Democrats also joining in as to whether all these Indian Americans should be coming in and the larger debate of H-1B program. Let's look at the facts, then I come back for a conversation.
The debate over H-1B visas has resurfaced once again. This after Donald Trump's Make America Great Again base once again called for a complete halt to hiring skilled workers from countries like India. The controversy intensified after influencer Laura Loomer lashed out at Trump's decision to appoint Indian origin tech executive Sriram Krishnan as his artificial intelligence advisor. Donald Trump had recently advocated for an approach based on meritocracy.
It's so sad when we lose people from Harvard, MIT, from the greatest schools, and lesser schools that are phenomenal schools also. What I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country. And you know more stories than I do, but I know of stories where people graduated from a top college or from a college and they desperately wanted to stay here. They had a plan for a company, a concept, and they can't. They go back to India, they go back to China, they do the same basic company in those places, and they become multi-billionaires employing thousands and thousands of people, and it could have been done here.
Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and David Sachs also backed the meritocracy argument. They believe that the H-1B program is indeed imperative for the United States to have skilled workers. Meanwhile, some have fired back at Musk and Ramaswamy.
This is a violation of our social contract. It's very simple. It's what the American people wanted. And the American people overwhelmingly voted for less immigration and the prioritization of the American children and the American worker.
As the debate over H-1B visa continues to intensify, will Trump be able to solve the deadlock within the Republican Party? The bigger question, are Indians in the United States now becoming a target of racist rhetoric despite displaying unparalleled merit?
All right, you looked at those facts, and joining me in this conversation, we have Peter Kuznick joining us from Washington, D.C. He's a geopolitical expert. He's a professor at American University, and he heads the Nuclear Studies Institute at the university as director of the institute there. Very good evening from here and good morning there, Peter. And we also have Alexander Shahjan. He's a GOP political activist, which means he's active with the Republican Party. He's joining us live from Atlanta. And then we have Dheeraj Kaul, geopolitical expert, live from Philadelphia. And I would want to begin with you, Mr. Kuznick. And you would have seen this debate panning out over the last few days since the appointment of Sriram Krishnan. What is your sense? Is this anti-immigrants debate? Is this a racist debate? Is this just a genuine concern about a flood of H-1B visas? What is it? Can you help us understand what's happening in the U.S.?
I'd say it's all of the above, and that's because the coalition that Trump put together in winning this election and in starting his new administration has got a lot of contradictions in it. His main populist appeal was an anti-immigrant appeal, and we saw during his first administration he banned immigration from 7 predominantly Muslim countries. much of his base is very, very agitated about immigration. And they think that the Biden administration allowed too many immigrants into the country without monitoring it closely. But there's also a white supremacist, a racist element within that party. And now they've got the support of the big tech people, Elon Musk and Sachs and the others. And they have very, very different interests than does the MAGA base. And we're seeing that play out now. And we're seeing that we're going to see the same kind of fight come over foreign policy. So this is just the beginning of the Trump coalition breaking apart, dissolving, fighting with each other internally.
Oh, that's a big one. You are suggesting that while Trump has tried to do a balancing act, he might not succeed for long. Alexander, what's your view? You are active in the GOP. You think this is a fratricide really panning out in the Republican Party even before Trump takes over? It's a difficult balancing act because remember, as Charlie Kirk said in that podcast, the clip of which we used, that the people overwhelmingly voted for an anti-immigration position of Trump. And now you have this debate on H-1B. So obviously Trump has to do a difficult balancing act.
Good morning, good evening, Mr. Kapoor. Let me tell you this, the only real losers in the wake of this, whatever going on, all these debates going on, are the liberal Democrat talking heads who hoped that they were watching a Make America Great Again team tear itself apart. That is the first statement that I want to make. They're going to be very sad. They think that, it's going to tear apart. The Trump victory is going to be, they wanted to see very less out of it. But that is not going to happen, definitely, because it's not a race issue. It is not an anti-immigrant issue. It is purely a policy issue. It is definitely a policy issue. Nobody said that we don't want immigrants here. Like we always talked in our previous discussions, I'm an immigrant. I came as a legal immigrant to this country. I came with a green card. Why? Because my family was here. That's why I came to this country. So the talking point, the discussion is based on the H-1B visa, not on race or anything. I was so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear Mr. Kusnik said that it's all about white supremacy. That is trash. That's garbage.
I didn't say that.
He did not say that. I have to correct that. He did not say that.
In the Republican Party. And you're going to deny that there are white supremacists in the Republican Party?
No immigration policy. This is a policy. Yeah. So please don't try to spew some lies the liberal communists do. That is not what is happening here. There is a policy
Alexander.
issue. Yes.
Alexander. It's interesting because, it's sort of getting strong sentiments polarization happening in the United States. So look at this interesting thing. Ron Smith, who posted Charlie Kirk podcast, identifies himself as a proud Democrat and a professional MAGA hunter. So obviously the Democrats are having fun. They are sort of adding a little bit of fuel to the fire. There might be some debate happening within the Trump supporter community, the MAGA community, that while we have voted so overwhelmingly for the anti-immigration stance, Trump has already appointed 4 or 5 Indian Americans. One of them, 4 Indian Americans, and then Tulsi Gabbard, who identifies herself as a Hindu. She's not Indian, she's American. But then, obviously, perhaps, let me get Dheeraj call in. Dheeraj, you think this is sort of causing some discomfiture in the larger Trump constituency and the Democrats are just having fun?
Thank you for having me on the show. I think you have raised a very important topic, which is touching every American as we speak. You see, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm an analyst and I work in the healthcare sector. I'm in Pennsylvania, so one of the, very crucial states. So I've spoken to hundreds of people and interviewed. This is absolutely true that there is a big divide, that's for sure. But having said that, do not forget, Trump ran on the rhetoric of illegal immigration. I repeat myself, illegal immigration. Trump was very clear that we need to attract talent. You see, I'm in the artificial intelligence space of healthcare, so I understand what's the growth. The compound annual growth return in AI is 34%, highest in any sector. So we are expecting AI boom to happen. It's already $280 billion. It's going to go up to 1.3 trillion based on the current growth rate. So we are anticipating up to 8 trillion. Same thing with quantum computing, which is around close to $1 trillion. It's anticipated close to around $55 billion. Anticipated to go to $3 trillion by 2033. So extreme growth. Why am I bringing this up? Because it's not a favor, it's a requirement that we need talent in this country. You see, we can have the best chips, but we need a back-end office to support the algorithmic softwares, which India has the best, access to. So it's a compulsion that we need good talent, and Indian people. I come from India. I'm myself an immigrant. Okay, I'm a transplant physician. I studied in this country 9 years. And all throughout the 9 years, I was on a specific visa, which requires me to go back to my country.
Okay.
And my point to you is, it's very crucial that you make a line between legal and illegal immigration.
Okay.
I don't think Trump has ever mentioned. I want to put it right there.
Okay.
I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, but Trump has made it very clear that high talent people we need to retain. There are physicians,
that's a lot of clarity.
Guys who have to go back. Please let this be very, very clear to your audience.
I think, Mr.
India will be benefited by new policy because we have talent, which needs, it's a requirement of the current era. People are not understanding what is happening with AI.
Mr. Kuznick.
It's a big vacuum which needs to suck energy, suck people to support. If US doesn't lead AI, Europe will.
Mr. Kuznick.
And Trump's policies are for pro-legal immigration. I just want to make it very, very clear.
Point taken. Mr. Kuznick, what Dheeraj Kaul essentially says, I'm just summing up in 10 seconds, that this is about meritocracy and talent. If America needs to be the engine of global growth, particularly in the new high-tech age, it needs to continue to attract that kind of talent, irrespective of whether it comes from India, China, or wherever. Would you agree that on that front, Trump shows a lot of clarity? He's saying, the problem is illegal immigration, not the H-1B. The qualifications can be tweaked, changed, etc. And Musk has suggested a solution: raise the salaries.
Yes, that's absolutely essential. Immigration built this country. It's a nation of immigrants. And highly skilled and educated immigrants are part of that. However,
the legal immigration should build the country, not the illegal immigration, not the criminal invading of the country.
Alexander, let him complete. I'll come to you. Alexander, let him complete. Peter Kuznick, 30 seconds. Sorry, I'm running out of time. 30 seconds.
Thank you. But now the problem is that much of Trump's base is anti-immigrant across the board. That's partly the racist element, and also this kind of attitude now is going to come up against the business community who wants immigrants. They want cheap labor. They need these workers, and they need them, both the highly skilled ones and the unskilled ones. And so there's going to be a fight. That's all I'm saying. There's going to be a battle over priorities, and you see much of the MAGA base. We see the comments by Bannon, for example. He called Musk a toddler.
Yes.
You see the
he called Musk phony.
See Laura Loomis. I mean, these are the MAGA base of the Republican Party. I don't agree with them. I think that Musk is right on this debate.
You know, Alexander, what are the chances, since you are part of the GOP, what are the chances that this does not turn into an anti-India or anti-Indian American community debate? It's fine. The larger H-1B visa debate is something which the Americans, it's internal to the United States. But what are the chances that this might become anti-Indian? Because I'm going through this Robert Sterling mega thread, and he's saying, what are these companies doing? These are all Indian companies getting in those Indian techies at a cheaper price, and that's the problem.
So Elon Musk himself said that H-1B policy should be overhauled, which means he said we should focus on the exceptional challenge in high-value areas. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt Indians or Chinese who are come to this country, we have no issues. And it is not anti-India policy, Mr. Kabur. It is not anti-China policy. It's about the talent and the values.
Fair enough.
Talent.
Fair enough. If it remains at that, it's fantastic because, as I said, this is a debate internal to the United States. But so long as it is not turning into an anti-Indian American debate, it's good enough. It's good enough because remember, from Microsoft to Google, from Adobe to MasterCard and whatnot, Indian Americans continue to be at the top of these world-class global corporations, and America has benefited from them. On that note, thank you so much, Alexander Shahjan, Dheeraj Kaul, and Peter Kuznick for joining us on this conversation. As we come to the end of this newsreel, let's record and summarize with note to assist using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. All right, AAP national convener Arvind Kejriwal accused the BJP of trying to manipulate the voter list in the run-up to the Delhi Assembly elections. Speaking at a news conference alongside Rajya Sabha MP Raghav Chadda and Delhi Chief Minister Atishi, Kejriwal claimed that the BJP was trying to win the election through unfair means. After failing to present strong candidates, the former Delhi Chief Minister also alleged that the BJP had filed 11,000 voter deletion or addition applications in one constituency alone. Kejriwal said that a large-scale operation began on December 15th with 5,000 voter deletion applications and 7,500 addition requests filed so far in his assembly constituency, New Delhi alone. All right, there you have it, the precise reading of the news in a simpler format using Galaxy AI on Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6. We'll be back with the headlines in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.